Hi Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope for December 2024. Thanks for joining me. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: rising sign first, then sun sign, and then moon sign. So I'm going to break the month down into 4 weeks, and I'm going to pay attention to what the moon is doing, which one of your houses it moves through, and when, so you know which days support you in what particular areas of life. Week 1, Sunday the 1st to Sunday the 8th of December. On the 1st and 2nd, we have the moon in Sagittarius, and that's in your 7th house of relationships. So those first 2 days of the month are wonderful for you to make progress as far as existing relationships are concerned, and all relationships, right? It's not just love and romance, it's colleagues, friends, family members. You can make great progress. On the 1st of December, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. So the moon goes pitch black, pulls a lot of Sagittarius energy into that 7th house of your chart. So that's when you plant seeds of intention and you can watch them grow. It opposes Jupiter, the lucky planet, in Gemini in your 1st house of self. So I really think the 1st and 2nd of the month are very good for any Geminis who are single to meet the right person, or to make new friends, or to really make a connection that makes it seem like you've hit the jackpot, like something really good as far as a connection with another person is concerned. On the 3rd and 4th, we've got the moon going into Capricorn, and it goes into your 8th house of institutions and authorities. So anything that needs handling or dealing with around that time that you may find a little boring, or you may have put off, or you've procrastinated on it, the 3rd and 4th, you'll be able to get all of that done, despite your feelings around it, and to end anything that kind of is hanging above you. You know, if you've procrastinated, the 3rd and 4th are when you can actually solve the problem or complete the work that needs doing. On the 5th and 6th and 7th, the moon goes into Aquarius, and it moves into your 9th house of education, travel, and the higher realms. And it joins Pluto in Aquarius. So these 3 days, you may have some fabulous ideas about something new that you want to study, or new places you want to visit. You become very curious, and you're very interested in learning and teaching on those days, and really communicating about particular subject you are fascinated by. On the 6th of December, Mars, the planet of masculinity and drive and ambition, that goes retrograde all the way until the 23rd of February next year. So when the personal planets go retrograde, it does influence us. So Mercury, Venus, Mars. Mars is really about ambition, and it's in Leo in your 3rd house of communication. So the retrograde then slows things down for you in terms of a thirst for knowledge and this curiosity which you have at the very beginning of the month, and you may be more content to engage with things that are familiar and that already exist in your life. You become less adventurous during this Mars retrograde, I would say. So if you want to have an adventure, if you want to start a new business or new relationship, the fire, the heat is really best from the 1st to the 5th of December before this retrograde. On the 7th of December, we've got Venus ingressing into Aquarius, and again, it joins Pluto in Aquarius in your 9th, and it opposes Mars in Leo. So that's really interesting, because Venus is now actively working against Mars, and when there's that much friction and heat, I think on the 7th of December, some sort of idea may occur to you that can be really transformative as far as your life is concerned. Or it can be something that you've been pondering, and now you've made the decision. Boom, this is what's happening. Total certainty. Also on the 7th, Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, that goes direct until the 4th of July, 2025. But with the outer planets, the retrogrades aren't as significant. They spend about half the year in retrograde. It goes direct now in your 10th house of work. It makes it much easier for you to, one, identify what the dream is as far as your work is concerned, or if you're a student, what you really want to be studying, or if you're retired, what you really want to be working towards. And with it being direct, you may find that there are a lot more opportunities for you work-wise than they have been in the past. So as a Gemini, you're good at multitasking. If you want to take on a job or a second job, or work and study, or work creatively and be an artist, but also work as a teacher, for instance, anything like that where you're dual purposing yourself is going to go really well, and you'll find that easy to do. On the 8th of December, the moon then reaches its second quarter. It's waxing towards becoming a full moon on the 15th of December, and it's in Pisces in your 10th house next to Saturn and Neptune. So the 8th of December is the moment where it's like, oh, I see the dream for my work or what I'm working towards. It's like in your mind's eye, you'll be able to see it in a way that is crystal clear. So if you're a Gemini who's felt directionless, this first week of December is really significant as to the way you see your own future. So in this first week, the moon goes from your 7th house to your 10th house, and all of those are in the top half of the chart. So the first week is very much about getting all the admin done, but then focusing on what could be and brilliant ideas that may change everything in 2025. So if anything like that occurs to you in the first week, really pay attention to it. Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 9th to the 15th of December. On the 9th, we still have the moon in Pisces, so that visionary moment around your work continues. On the 10th and 11th, the moon goes into Aries, and it joins Chiron in Aries in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. They oppose Black Moon Lilith and Vesta in Libra in your 5th. So I think you may hear from an ex, or you may hear from someone who wants to fix their relationship with you, or someone you've been estranged from. Those 2 days are the days to reconnect, or to sit down and talk it out, and to heal a wound in one of your relationships. On the 12th and 13th, the moon goes into Taurus. It moves into your 12th house, and it joins Uranus in Taurus, also in your 12th house. So the 12th house is spirituality and spiritual strength. And having earth signs in there is really useful, because earth is a feminine element. It's receptive, so it's something that can hold something, right? Like a cup made out of clay can hold water or flowers or something. So with the moon and Uranus being there, I think there's going to be a message that comes through spiritually, and you feel it in your body, or you see a physical sign, like the burning bush, that really gives you a different understanding of what you're going to do in your work moving forward. So I said before that you're going to multitask, but I really feel like the universe is speaking to you here, Gemini, at the beginning of December, especially in this second week, where it says this is something that would be more rewarding and meaningful. Please consider it. Then on the 14th and 15th, the moon goes into Gemini, so in your sign, and it joins the good luck planet, the great benefic Jupiter, also in Gemini in your first house of self. So these are going to be 2 really fun days where luck is on your side. You find it easy to be yourself. You get a warm reception from people. Work is likely to go well. And if there's anything that has been created but needs proofreading, double checking, the 14th and 15th are best for that. The 15th, we have a full moon in Gemini, and that happens in your first house of self next to Jupiter. So expect something fabulous in your life, whether that's relationships or a sense of understanding the self, or you get a big check, or a friend comes to visit. Something amazing is likely to happen during this full moon in Gemini for you on that good luck planet. And then also on the 15th, Mercury, your ruler, it goes direct. It's been in retrograde since the 25th of November. So for you, this is even better news, because with the communication planet going forward in your 7th house of relationships, you'll find that there's even less room for error as far as your relationships are concerned. There aren't misunderstandings or friction. And if you're in a situation where you work with colleagues, it becomes much easier as well. So in week 2, The moon covers, it starts out in your 10th house in Pisces and ends up in your first house of self. So it pretty much covers the fourth quarter, which is about transcending the self. I feel that week 2, you're going to get spiritual messages that then allow you to transcend your existing circumstances or to upgrade your life. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 16th to 22nd of December. On the 16th and 17th, the moon is in Cancer, and it's in your second house of money, next to Hades in Cancer. So this is a good time for you to take care of financial details, obligations, getting the tax stuff together, looking at your income and your outgoings, and getting your finances organized. And if that's something that you don't usually enjoy doing very much, you'll have the patience and the presence of mind on the 16th and 17th to really take care of any of those concerns. On the 18th, 19th, and 20th, the moon goes into Leo, and it moves into your third house of communication. And these 3 days, again, ought to be really fun and exciting. The moon being in Leo in the third house is going to prompt you to travel and to explore and to meet new people and to socialize and to be out there. And again, we do have Venus and Aquarius in that 9th house opposing all this. And it says that I want you to learn something new via another person and find a passion that you could have never imagined or found by yourself. So if a friend or someone says, hey, let me show you something, let it go. Let yourself be shown. It'll be important. The moon goes into Virgo on the 21st and 22nd, and that moves into your fourth house of family. And that's really good news because Virgo is like the nurse, and the fourth house is your roots and it's your family and the things that are most solid in your life, the things that you rely on the most. And Virgo can organize everything. So the 21st and 22nd, if you're hosting Christmas or Hanukkah or some festivities, right, where people are coming over and you have to decorate and you have to get like the mince pies in place. For you, Gemini, the 21st and 22nd, that's the time where you'll be most organized and you can get the most done in that area of your life. Also, on the 21st, we've got the sun going into Capricorn, and it goes into your 8th house of institutions and authorities. It's good and bad. It's good in the sense that any kind of officialdom you have to deal with, you'll be able to deal with for the next month, right? But when the sun is in a particular sector of the chart, you have a tendency to give your power away to that sector of your life. So if you're in negotiations with an organization or a company or a legal concern or the government or any kind of official bodies, you may be quite willing to not stand your ground and to settle, even if you're in the right. Please avoid that, because if you are in the right, letting yourself be intimidated by some sort of organization, as far as you're concerned, is irrelevant. Focus on the facts and the information. And if you are right, make sure you stand your ground, you stand up for yourself, and that you don't throw in the towel. Particularly because it feels like a David and Goliath situation, right? Poor little me against, some giant corporation, for instance. On the 21st of December, in the Northern Hemisphere, we have the winter solstice. In the Southern Hemisphere, we've got the summer solstice. So it's a change of seasons here. And interestingly, with the sun going into your 8th, Jupiter being in your 1st, I think you're going to be much more interested in having good relationships with people you love than being focused on work or being focused on doing administrative kind of work. So the third week, as much time as you can spend with loved ones, family members, the better. So the houses it touches in the third week is it goes from the 2nd house to the fourth house. Okay, so that is really your roots and what you feel to be your home and what makes you feel safe. So if it's like week 3, I don't think is going to be the week where you want to socialize and where you're like a social butterfly. Week 3, I think you'll want to stay home and get things organized and safe, and where you just want to let yourself be loved and taken care of and to take care of other people. Week 4, Monday to Tuesday. So Monday the 23rd of December until Tuesday the 31st of December. On the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, we've got the moon in Libra. And that's good in itself, regardless of house, right? Because Libra is it's the scales that are balanced. It's the mediator. It's the considerate one. But for you, Gemini, it's in your 5th house of what you love and romance and children. So if you are a Gemini who's single, if there are any kind of events on, and there should be for most people, I think, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, if there's any kind of social function, so it's a Christmas party at your friends or you're going home to family, I really think for you, Gemini, if you're single, you'll meet someone over this 3-day period. And love is born and is started. So 24th, then we have Christmas Eve, 25th, Christmas Day, and Hanukkah begins at sundown. Moon is in Libra all those 3 days. Then on the 26th and 27th, the moon goes into Scorpio in your 6th house of daily routine, physical health. These are 2 days where I feel you'll be naturally energized. You'll be massively connected to another person and you'll be in your feelings, but I think in a good way. If you're already in a relationship, if you're partnered up, expect these first 5 days of this 4th week to be wonderful as far as your relationships are concerned. And here on the 26th and 27th, when the moon is in Scorpio, there's room for real intimacy and really getting closer to another person, even on a spiritual kind of soul level. On the 28th and 29th, the moon then goes into Sagittarius, goes back into your 7th house, next to Mercury, which is now direct. So any relationships with colleagues, friends, partners, grandparents, really any kind of relationship is supported on the 28th and 29th. So the party continues for you, Gemini, with very little problems in that area. On the 29th of December, Chiron goes direct until the 30th of July, 2025. And that happens in your 11th house of hopes and dreams and social network and friendships. So for you, this month, but also 2025 is going to see your friendships expand. It's going to see you investing in realizing your own hopes and dreams. And I think you'll start to have a lot more people in your life than you did in 2024. On the 30th and the 31st, we've got the moon in Capricorn. And that, again, is in your 8th house of institutions and authorities. So any paperwork that needs doing, you can do. But on the 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn. And it's the second new moon of the month. So it's a black moon. And that has added significance. And I feel with the transiting midheaven being between the new moon in Capricorn and Pallas, I think you'll figure it out. Or you'll have an idea of how you can win some sort of a battle in your life, whether that again is with a company or an organization, or it's an inner battle with yourself. You'll understand what needs doing in order to resolve the situation. Wisdom comes to you and you immediately get to work on it. So the end of the year, it doesn't feel very celebratory to you. It feels very work oriented and grounded and fabulous in the sense that you end the year with 2 feet firmly planted on the ground and a sense of hope as far as your relationships are concerned, or that would have already come true, but also a sense of strength and a sense that I'm not going to back down when I feel like I'm right, and I'm not going to let myself be bullied. So you go into 2025 with a real sense of conviction in yourself, and that you're standing your ground and that you're standing up for yourself. So in this last week, or last however many days, the moon goes from your 5th house, so with the love and romance, and then it ends up in your 8th. So that's the right hand side of your chart. So beginning of this beginning of the festive season, during the festive season, great for love and romance. And then the very end of the week, great for getting organized and grounded and prepared for what's next in 2025. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. To draw up your chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where you send me 10 or more significant life events, and I can work out your time manually, which is really helpful because then the ascendant is correct and the houses are correct. Once I've drawn up your chart, I can look at what it says about your ideal life purpose, your relationships, finances, spiritual development, friendships, home life, moving, travel. Any questions you have at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please, so it shows up in searches. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. I also do a daily tarot reading on this channel, so please become a member to watch those. And if you think anyone else would like this video, then please share it with them. That's how the channel grows, so you can really support me by doing that. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon.